Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be creating some Halloween projects. I am using a colorful design stencils. Thanks to them for sending me some stencils. I am part of their guest DT for the month of October. Super honored that they have chosen me to be part of the team for this month. I am starting with the grains 3x6 stencil. I actually really loved checking their store and noticing that they have 3x6 3x6 stencils. Seriously, super economical, and I love them. And this one was immediately in my cart as soon as I saw it. I also want to share that I am part of the Spooky Fun Inspirational Hop today. We are creating some spooky and some cute Halloween cards. Mine is in the spooky, creepy arena, so I am glad that this is called a spooky hop. I am using some oxides, and I think I used Twisted Citron, Mowed Lawn, and Rustic Wilderness, just a mix of them. And I did start with a pattern paper as my base. Now I wanted to I wanted to create some kind of teal color. So I came with and introduced the Charter Mariner, but this is not an oxide. This is an actual distress ink. So it kind of blends into the paper instead of staying on the surface like the oxides do. And I actually love the way this interacted with my green oxides. The color is phenomenal and it goes brilliantly with the colors in my pattern paper. Like, I was super happy with this. Super, super happy. Now that I have done the grains 3x6 stencil, I am bringing these cool zombie crowd. This is another 3x6 stencil. It is like, I find it super funny, but I know it's kind of creepy. But they are hilarious, and you get two sizes. It's like a far away crowd of zombies, and then the more into the foreground. I am gonna go with again some oxides. I'm gonna go with the hickory smoke and the black suit. The great thing about going with the oxides in here is that you can layer a lighter color like the hickory smoke on top of those greens. And I do recommend, if you notice at the beginning it was kind of getting mixed with the green, you need to go heavy on the first layer, on that first light layer, if you're going on top of a darker layer like I am with the greens. Now I'm blending a little bit of the black suit, and I am calling those guys done. And they are so much fun. Can you believe how close to the colors on the pattern paper these are? Like, seriously, like, I am in love. Like, I know I'm gonna be using this stencil over and over and over. I gotta figure it out how to use it for other things that are not Halloween related. For this, for the bigger zombie silhouettes, I am going with my black suit, and I am going heavy with my black suit. I want them to be dark, dark. I want them to be like shadows. So this is perfect for this. And I really loved it. I am using my little blending brushes from Cat Scrappiness, which I love because they are perfect to get into those intricate little spaces in the die cuts. I do recommend that when you wash this one, do not use a baby wipe like you're gonna see me do in a little bit, because these are super, super delicate stencils and you might actually tear it, okay? So I was a little bit rough with mine. But here I'm showing you that I'm using the grains and I'm using the zombie crowd, and check it out. Like I can't get over how cool that piece of paper looks like. Like, no offense, but I would totally frame it. I am in love with it. Love, love, love it. I think I may need to do a few passes of this same card with different background papers, because this one is actually a Halloween, so it's a darker tones, more jewel tones, and I think it works perfectly. I am drying a little bit, but not fully, my oxide inks. The reason why, because I decided that I wasn't stopping here. I decided that I want to go take this a step further, and I am right now probably looking for my embossing powders, and I am going to bring two different embossing powders. I'm going to bring a black with a little bit of glitter, and I'm also going to bring my neon yellow embossing powder. Here I am. See, that one has like speckles of white, and this is a really cool embossing powder. If you have the chance to go to your local, I think it's Michael's that sells this one, and get it. It's called Twilight, and I really enjoy it. And I'm gonna take the excess out of this. And the reason I wanted to dry it was because I didn't want my entire image to be heat embossed. I want to see my distress oxide. I want to see texture. So really I'm adding it just for the texture and the glitter, and it's just a different look. And then here, I'm not even opening, like I'm opening and kind of getting the little bits that it's coming out without even getting the lid off. So I just want itsy bitsy pieces to cover. And I'm not salvaging these. It was just so little that I'm just really putting it together. And I am tapping hard. I am seriously tapping hard because I do not want to cover most of my image. I really just want the texture. I want the color. I want just a little, make you look twice to see, oh, what did she do here with these silhouettes? And that's why I'm doing this. I am gonna heat emboss these. I'm gonna use actually my paintbrush, and I'm actually decided to start cleaning up, and then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I can use my paintbrush to take a little bit extra from some of the parts that are like really heavy, because again, I don't want a heavy coverage. These two embossing powders that I'm using are super opaque. Once they go down, they are down, people. So I am heat embossing now, trying to melt this combination of the two powders. I did realize that these two powders do melt at different temperatures and a different timing. So I had to be very, very careful not to burn one of the embossing powders, the black one with the glitter, while I was trying to still melt the neon one, which takes a little bit longer to melt. Here it is. And it's just really cool. And then I decided, oh, it's too light. I kind of was a little bit upset that it was covering too much of my silhouette. So I decided to put my stencil back in, and just with the excess that it's on the stencil and the excess that it's in my brush, just go over and just making it a little bit darker. And I loved it. I loved it. It was really cool. And I did the same thing with the little silhouettes. If you are coming from the previous hop stop, I am so happy that you join us. I hope that you like my content and you decide to subscribe. If this is your first encounter with the hop, make sure that you check the description below for all the stops in the hop. There are just a handful of them, and it's part of the Crafty Friends with LB Handcrafted Facebook group. Lynn is a fabulous host, and she has tons of activities and hops and challenges. It is a super fun community, so join us, join the hop, join the community, and have some fun with us. Okay, I did added a few more of the little silhouettes, really light, so they kind of even look like they are farther away. And this is a little trick that I like to do with my stencils. I actually don't usually just wash the stencil. I quote unquote clean the stencil by grabbing a baby wipe and having an extra piece of cardstock in the bottom, and I'm just dragging that ink into the opening. So here's where I told you that I was a little bit too rough with my stencil, so be careful with this one because it's a very delicate one. And look how much fun, like they are full of texture, they are so much fun to look at. I'm also going to do the little guys. Like it's almost like a watercolor look, but it's brings so much interest. Like look at this, completely different look than the one before, but you get an extra, you get a freebie card, which is what I know Lynn and I like to call them. So here's the extra freebie, and I already have a card made for it, and I hope you join me. This is the final card. I have all the post in my Instagram account. Go check it out. Go check out the products and check out my friends and their hop links. Thank you so much for joining us, and remember, don't leave your crafting for tomorrow. Start today. Bye.